This is my version of a UCS Millennium Falcon, but you'll notice that it is actually play scale, and it is the 2019 Millennium Falcon that I decided to fix.
I've made a lot of special modifications myself.
I gave it the level of detail and tiling on the outside to really make a great display piece. The main thing I actually started with detailing the ship was getting 2 pilots in the cockpit. That really bugged me that you could only fit like sort of one front, one back, and it just didn't sit well with me. So I decided I needed to fix the cockpit, and it kind of all went downhill from there. I ended up just going into so many more details of the ship and making what I have now. You'll notice that Chewie sits up there really well by himself, and he's held in by a jumper 2x4 tile, and Han can sit right next to him, and he's only held on by 1 stud. This just holds on by the studs up in the front, and the cockpit itself is really in there strong and sturdy. This is not going anywhere. But let's get into the ship, and all the panels come off just like the playscale ship. I like to just take the panels completely off so as not to bump them, because when you do, they typically fall and might break off some pieces.
I just got this bucket back together. I'm not gonna let something tear it apart.
You'll notice I tiled off the flooring with dark tiles, and I also used grill pieces for some of the areas of the floor. I try to keep it very true to the ship as possible. You'll also see the tan padding sections along the walls. I was really happy with how that came out and how I was able to get that level of detail in such a small ship. There's tons of just little studs around the tiles to place the minifigures and put them in position. And there's so much room inside of this ship. I was able to keep a lot of features. I have gunner section open up here, and you fit 2 minifigures, and it's a little compact, but it works and it slides right into place just like the playscale set does. I was able to keep the hidden compartment in the back of the ship, and you just take it off by using a character's foot stud to pick up the hidden compartment, and I just keep all of the extra pieces, the weapons, all that stuff I keep back there, and it is a hidden compartment where you could fit probably at least 1 minifigure, if not 2 in there for playability's sake, but I really liked it. I was able to incorporate that, and you'll notice I also was able to add an opening to the gunner section. And I know that opening should be over here, but I really wanted to be visible, and that's where they go into the gunner section. In the back of the ship, you'll see the living quarters where you have 2 beds. They're not quite the same as they are in the movies, but I took some liberty to lay them out this way for simplicity's sake and accessibility. And then you also have the engine room. I added some detailing with the gold grills on top, and there's only 1 hyperdrive. I believe there's supposed to be 2. So again, I took some liberty with some of this and simplifying it to make it fit in this space. Storage section over there next to the engine room. And if we go back up to the front, this is probably where I took the most liberty with the interior of the ship. I added a bathroom that's not in the original schematics, but it kind of spirals around and there's more storage up there. But I just took the liberty of simplifying this and keeping it just much more playable as a set. Again, a lot of the details from the original Lego set design is here, and it is utilized even better than the original set. The ramp to the ship is accessible, and you can drop it down there, so that way you can pose your minifigure there, and the ramp is there for them to access. I always like to make my ships, believable, even if they are very cramped, but it is, a believable space for minifigures to go in and out. I try to make them as accurate as possible with the space, which is really tough to do with such wide minifigures for the scale. So again, this is kind of a play scale size ship, and again, I'm very happy with how it turned out, especially on the interior and all the detailing that's inside of here. I really wanted to focus on the detailing on the edge of the ship. I bumped out the edge of the ship by using some wall pieces, and that way it gave me some more depth into the creases of the sides of the ship. So very happy with the detailing there. And I also really wanted to have these open panels on the ship displayed, as you can see in these sections where it does dip into the tiling, so it actually looks like there's details and guts of the ship being displayed, just like you see in the films.
No, no, no. This one goes there, that one goes there, right?
I added some details to the bottom of the ship, and it's not really meant to be displayed this way. I have no intention of doing that, but I did, you know, gray it all off. I had a few dark tiles here and there, but very happy that I could have opposable legs that fold up into it. And I know there should be a fifth leg here. Star Wars purists will notice that, but I was happy with getting just 4 on there. I didn't want to keep adding so many details, so there's so many details to the ship. And this display stand is custom built for this Millennium Falcon, to where this slot of bricks goes in right here, and the gun has to be pointed the other direction, and the feet have to be up, but it sticks on by just 4 studs, so it just loosely hangs on. So that way if you pick it up, you don't have to hold 2 different pieces. Like, it goes all together, and you can put it on your small bookshelf. One of the slight issues with this is that a lot of the detailing and the tiling does pop off when your fingers are bumping up against things. Dad, got it. For kids, not so much. It is gonna get bumped and things are gonna pop off. You gotta be careful and have attention for detail when handling the ship. So this is one of my most unfriendly kid sets, mocks that I've built, but
She's got it where it counts, kid.
I think this is just the perfect display and play married together in this set. And that's what I go for in all my mocks. I try to make things as UCS as possible in a small size that Lego doesn't quite do, because they want to charge a lot for a really big set, but I don't want the big set. I want something small that actually goes on a normal size bookshelf and doesn't take up half a coffee table. And I do not have instructions for it on Rebrickable. I don't know if I'm going to do this one because it's just so large. It is going to be probably over 3,000 pieces, and you know, it's not going to be cheap. I would estimate this would cost between $300 and $400 to build from scratch if you Brinklicked it out, and that's without shipping. So, you know, it would be a bear to put together. I was able to probably do this within 3 or 4 pick-a-brick orders, and I did it very slowly. So if I were to convert this to Rebrickable, it would take a considerable amount of time deconstructing and putting it out there, but maybe you guys could convince me. But I did want to show it off because I want to inspire other people to see, you know, some of the techniques that I made on mine, and maybe it's going to inspire you to improve upon what I did. That certainly helped me looking at other people's stuff, and you can tell I put a lot of time and attention into it.